a special morning voice. Speaks to me through an open window, masquerading as no.
My darling Fumi Nation, how are you? How are we, baby? Yes, we have new t-shirts, my darlings. We have our Powerpuff Superwoman. It had to be her. It could not be anybody else. As you very well know, she is the first and front and center of every episode, and she represents us. She represents all of us. She represents our strength. She represents our fabulosity. She represents eating our salads and minding our business. And baby, what is delayed is not denied. We have come out with the baby blue, and when you turn around, we have what is delayed is not denied. We did longer sleeves this time around for our girlies. For those of you that are conscious of your upper arms, I got you, mama. We also have what? The crew neck, so that you are comfortable with your limousine girlies and you can go everywhere and anywhere. We have no tags. Instead, I made sure that it was a print so that you have no reactions. There you go, my darlings. Are we living and loving? Beautiful cotton. Might I add that we ship internationally. We have it in our beautiful sky blue for a punch of color for spring. We also have it in cream, my darlings. Yes. And sizes small to 4X. I went out yesterday. Was it day before yesterday? And when I tell you the amount of compliments that I got, I screamed. I was like, is there something that I do not know? And I was so impressed with the amount of guys that said, I need this for my mom, I need this for my wife, I need it for my girlfriend, for my sister, for my cousins. And they just kept on asking. I was at the mall, and it was unbelievable. You can tuck her in. It's a long tee, and you will absolutely absolutely love her. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. Yes, darlings, the links are below. Go ahead and get yours. If we sell out, I will order more. All right? Love you, and thank you. Mwah. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? Oh, my eyes are watering. I'm tired. How are you? We are here with yet another episode about Ashlee Jenae, and to keep her name alive, to keep the story alive, and for Ashlee Jenae to have justice. Thank you very much for all of the overpouring information, tips that you have been sending me. One stood out to me, and that was none other than Sloan Bella. Sloan Bella is a medium, and she said certain things that really jumped up at me. A lot of you would say, Fumi, what are you talking about in medium? And I can understand if you would feel that way. Before I jump into it, I want to tell you of an experience that I had with the medium. And I'm going to link the episode down for you below. I did not know she was a medium. I was 29 years old at the time, and I was living in New York. And I was at the time in my life where I wanted to get married, I wanted to settle down, I wanted to have children. And I bumped into her on Madison Avenue. Needless to say, she went on to tell me about a woman that saw things. And I found out later on that she actually works with the FBI, CIA to solve cold cases. Her name is Eleanor, and I had shared Eleanor with you here on this channel. I ended up having, she was very, very, very specific. You sent pictures of you, most recent pictures of you. And in those days, I'm talking about 90s now, you should send a cassette so that she recorded your conversation and she sent it back to you so that you could have this as a refresher when things would happen. And I will never ever forget. She told me, Fumi, a lot of people see you. A lot of people will know you. You are in this little box or screen, so to speak, and you are very well known. I interpreted that as a television show. And you have to understand that YouTube did not start until 2005. Again, I was 29. I am talking about 1999. I lived in New York. I had not even gone to Los Angeles. She lived in Los Angeles, and when I eventually moved to Los Angeles, I went to meet her out in Santa Barbara. Eleanor is 96 now, and she has retired, unfortunately. But I'm going to leave the link for you below. She went on to tell me that I would struggle to have my son. She was very specific about so many things that have come to pass. I say all of that to say that I was open-minded when it came to Sloan Bella. So in the evening, I sat back to listen to what she had to say, and it blew my mind. Let us take a listen to what she has to say about Ashlee Jenae. Follow her, support her, let her know that you are Fumi Nation, and let us keep this story alive, because there is nobody out there for Ashlee. And when I say that, I am talking about all of the questions that we still are wanting answers, but yet we're able to piece together. So here we have Ashlee Jenae, High Stakes Poker, Sloan Bella. I'll play about 10 minutes of it, and then you guys can go back and listen to the rest.
What I get from the perspective around her energetics and his energetics. So immediately, right away, he's looking at his watch. Tick-tock, tick-tock, I'm in a hurry, I'm in a hurry, I'm in a hurry. He's in a hurry, so he proposes. There's a reason for the proposal, and it's not just a proposal. He's in a hurry to do this. And then I immediately flash over to kind of the aspect of Russian friends or frenemies around him, okay? People from Russia. These are people he deals with in a business capacity. And then I'm immediately thrown into the mindset of the dark web. So I know that this man is working in or around or viewing the dark web. This is the first like triad of things I get with him. There's something going on over here. And then immediately I zoom back to Ashlee's energy. And I'm saying it like this because I wrote it down in this way when I was actually asking what happened. So it was written down prior to me doing this reading so I can kind of tell you in the direction that I was getting it. I go immediately to Ashlee's energy. She knew that going on this trip was a mistake. She felt it and she didn't listen to herself. And there's a lot of sorrow around that. She sits at the feet of her mother and asks her to forgive her and says she's sorry for what she did because I believe her mother told her to get away from this guy. And of course, as parents, we know our children will never listen to us, even if they love us and talk to us 24 times a day. They're not going to listen. They're going to do what they do because they feel like they're grown and they know better. And sometimes adult people can't see what's in front of them. But her mother 100% said something to Ashlee along the lines of, this guy you need to get away from. She went on the trip and it seemed and redeemed itself. She felt happy. But I'm going to explain something about the manipulation that I got. And it was something that came through and it was a very weird thing, so I'm not sure that I understand it. So it's all moving towards Ashlee's birthday, a celebration of her birthday. Okay, she's turning 31. She has new business deals when she arrives home. She's taking the direction of her celebrity in a different way. She's getting ready to really ground down and do some work. She also wants to start a family and have a married life. So it's a different chapter in her life. And suddenly this guy comes through without allowing her to sell her birthday, and by binding and combining the energy, and proposes to her prior to her birthday. So all the focus goes on. You would think it went on to her because she's a social media person, but it goes on to him. He derives and collects energy, okay, harvests energy from everybody looking at them as a couple. He's attaching to her. He's overthrowing her birthday celebration by attaching to her. And I know, as I'm saying this, a lot of you will say, no, wait, I got engaged on my birthday. I don't think your partners are manipulative like this. This guy went to Tanzania with an ulterior motive, okay? And at the same time as I'm saying this and I'm getting this information, I'm seeing two people in the background and they are watching this couple. The reason that they're watching this couple in an opportunistic way, okay? So there's another manipulation coming from outside people. Two male people watching this couple is because this couple is constantly barking at each other and making a spectacle, and even getting into a fight reportedly by the hotel people or the restaurant people or where they were staying people, that they had to break this fight up and put them in separate rooms like toddlers. Her career goes back a long time though, approximately 15 years. She's a print model, a spokesperson. She did all kinds of things. So she had put herself in the business at a very young age and was becoming successful in a lot of different genres. And most importantly for her, the influencer type of celebrity, which gave her a huge following and people enjoyed watching her lifestyle content. Now, she went on this birthday trip with her boyfriend named Joe McCann, who's approximately 17 years older than her, 48, okay? So he's in that age range somewhere, and the two of them traveled out of the country, and they were on this lovely vacation with these extraordinary animals and surroundings and beautiful things. I mean, just absolutely lovely things. Her birthday was on April 5th, so you know I have to look up her chart. However, I don't have a time of birth, so I have to put a sun on the ascendant to figure it out. Now, she's Aries, Sun, and Mercury in Aries, and this would be placed in her first house with Sun on the ascendant. She had Saturn in Pisces and Venus in Pisces in a wide conjunction, approximately 8 or 9 degrees. Now, this conjunction in the 12th house of the Sun on the ascendant chart is interesting and piqued my interest right away. Saturn and Venus together dampens your love life, wherever it's placed in the natal chart, because again, we don't know her time of birth. But when I'm reading it from Sun on the ascendant and I see it placed in the 12th house, past life, prior romantic entanglements that imprison us right away. Karmic retribution, karmic responsibility. Now remember, when people use the word karma, they're like, so-and-so did this, so karma's going to get them. Sometimes people come into our lives and they continue up with the karma. They continue the fight because they themselves have karma with the fact that they shouldn't be doing that. But I wanted to pick up on the energy of what actually happened. So here I go, I'm going to go into it. The first thing I get from the boyfriend, because I'm trying to see what happened around this. The first thing I get is he lied to Ashlee about his age. Whatever age he is, he did not tell her that age. He made it a couple of years younger. He's deceptive from the beginning. The conversation is deceptive. The initial meeting between the two was set up as an introduction of coincidence, meaning he asked somebody to put him in proximity with her in order to introduce them. So there is a targeted focus from his energy to her energy to get to know her. Is this bad? No, I'm assuming the male species is going to go after something that they find visually attractive, physically attractive, all of those things. And that's exactly what happened. But he didn't present himself truthfully to begin with. So at this point in our society in 2026, I think it behooves everybody to basically get a private investigator to run the background on somebody so you can find out their financials, their physicals, their if they're married, if they're not married, if they have kids, if they don't, if they owe money, if they don't, if they have bankruptcies, if they have criminal cases against them, if they're wife beaters. And this goes for men dating women as well. I think it's imperative because this guy had such a mask on him. Meaning, he didn't present himself. He didn't tell her the truth about his age initially. He was a liar by concept in order to get what he wanted. So in order to get what he wants, he's got to say this in order to be heard. And then he can work his way in and things can be said correctly and she'll forgive him because she'll already be in love with him. So that is already coming at her from a manipulative pretext, okay? So it's like, I'm manipulating the energy around it. I'm going to lull her into some kind of sleep or some kind of security by explaining why I did that, because she was so beautiful. Now, she was prone to flattery and she did want what she wanted. I get a very sad girl. It's interesting. I get a very sad girl who was so heartbroken over a prior relationship that she had to save face with this relationship. So she couldn't let anyone know that this was not working out the way that she wanted to. She had to save face. She had to present herself in a particular way. I am getting from the 3rd month of their relationship. So these two meet, and 3 months into the relationship, this guy is nattering at her aggressively, and they're in verbal arguments practically daily all the time. She does.
I want the young Fumi Nation girls that are listening to this to operate on the heels of sincerity and honesty when it comes to their own relationships. Because I will also firsthand say, when I was in my 20s and my early 30s, it's exactly what I did. I knew that the relationship was not what I wanted, or I didn't like in the direction that it was going. Instead of me to break it up, I would excuse the bad behavior. I would excuse the bad behavior away. I said, well, you know, this, that. No. Because what she is saying is exactly what Ashlee did. They came to the new resort. Remember, there were 2 resorts now. Now we understand that there are 2 resorts. I talked about it the other day. Hold on, let me just get to it. Yes. She went to several wildlife lodge. That was the first resort that they went to. They were quarreling over there, and they hit the ground running at Zuri Resort fighting. She masked all of that. She didn't say anything. She had posted on Instagram, and that was the last posts that we saw. There was nothing actually from Zuri Lodge. All those pictures that you see was from the several wildlife lodge. And the several wildlife lodge came out to say, we have no parts. Even though we have pictures of her, people think that she passed away from us. No, she didn't pass away from us. She passed away at Zuri Lodge. Take a listen to her entire episode and let her know that you come from Fumi Nation and we have to keep the story alive. We need to see the autopsy report and we need to make sure that it aligns with how Ashlee is presented to her family. It's the only way that we're going to get to the truth. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you I'll see you sooner than later. All of my love.
Hi guys, my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky, itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking